AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Bro, he was my first favorite ball player of all time because he's a lunatic.
Him
Sir
again.
doesn't need to be a role model, this, that, and the third. He just shot from the hip. I loved everything about him. I'm 9-10 years old going crazy. Like he plays ball. I like that guy. I hated Jordan. I rooted for Barkley versus Jordan. I hated everything popular, including Mike. But this moron right here, Sir Charles, every day you disappoint me more and more. You don't watch basketball, big dog. You ain't watching basketball.
Other guys, they can play against the Knicks. They don't need Joel to be dominant. I don't know if the best scorer going to be after Brunson. Well, I don't know if they can be able to score enough. Brunson's been fantastic all year. DiVincenzo going to get you 15, but I don't know. Hart's going to get you somewhere, but I don't know if they can score enough points.
I think the way you beat the Knicks, you got to put a lot of pressure on Brunson. Got to trap him off the pick and roll.
Able to do that again.
These niggas saying anything, man.
No, I'm not saying that Philly couldn't win, but I'm saying that's not happening.
Thank you, Kenny.
Like the switch, so instead of switching immediately, stay on them, trap them a little bit, make them get rid of the ball. And for Joel Embiid, Chuck, I agree with you. I don't know who the second best scorer for the Knicks is either, but Joel Embiid, I know he's laboring. I'd like to see him take more high percentage shots rather than shooting no jumpers.
I put him in the pick and roll of every single play if I'm the Knicks.
Cool.
You said I put whoever Joel is guarding. Whoever Joel is guarding, I'm gonna put him in the pick and roll. I'm gonna test his
guard Joel though in the post.
Nobody. He's a terrific.
I think overall.
No, but you said double Brunson. I would put. That's why I would put whoever Joel is guarding. I'm gonna make him play defense and move laterally. I'm gonna test that knee and his conditioning. That's my only concern with the Sixers.
I think that Philadelphia is a very talented team, obviously with Joel Embiid. However, I think the Knicks scorers, you're saying who's going to be a second scorer, they have 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a committee of guys that can get 15 points. And they don't struggle to get 15 points. The question has always been, could they ever have the best player on the floor to me? And Brunson has improved to a point where he will be the best player on the floor in certain games in the series. He will, without doubt, be the best and arguably the hardest guy to guard, which that was not the case last year or the year before. Knicks move on in my eyes.
Maxey got to compete with Brunson.
Yeah, he will.
I'm saying Brunson can't get 38 and he get 15 or 20. He's got to be competitive. But I'm telling you, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris, those guys
got to step up.
Kelly
Oubre. I think all those guys can play. They're gonna play. They're gonna beat the Knicks, in my opinion. Even with a hobbled Joel Embiid.
The Knicks took 3 out of 4 in the regular season. Embiid did not play in 3 of those games. They also had the one game this season in which both teams scored under 80.
Can I please go?
Yeah, of course, my brother.
So first, let me just say, Charles and Shaq, those used to be my favorite guys to watch on TV. These guys is terrible now, man. They just saying anything. Like, you can look and see they don't even want to be there no more. Like, let's be realistic. They look bored. They look tired. We know they're not watching the game. So first, Charles Barkley says Joel Embiid doesn't have to be dominant for them to win. If Joel Embiid is not dominant, how are they winning a game, let alone a series? 2, why does Charles keep naming certain players? Like, what are you naming Buddy Hield and Tobias Harris for? Like, when has anybody been threatened or scared of Buddy Hield or Tobias Harris? You're not even game planning for them. Like, what are you talking about? And then now, all of a sudden, you got to remember, Shaq used to always disagree with anything Chuck say. Now, all of a sudden, they agree to everything. Listen, man, I'm glad that Kenny Smith, who's on my haters list, he's trying to creep off of it. He's talking real basketball. Like what? Like Shaq and Chuck, what are y'all talking about? 2 legendary greats that's supposed to have G14 classified. Y'all sound like y'all need G14 classified to talk because y'all sound terrible. The Knicks are and then I thought in life, numbers, men, women lie. Numbers don't lie. So I thought we go off data, right? We beat them 3 out of the 4 times this season. We beat them with Joel Embiid. We see, I don't care that he's hobbled, even if he wasn't, but we see that he's hurt. How are y'all just saying it with no conviction? Just, yeah. Listen, man. Charles Barkley and Shaq, y'all starting to be worse than Stephen A and them dudes, bruh. Because at least y'all used to be funny and entertaining. Now y'all up late. Y'all look tired. Like, it's listen, man. It's the hate for the Knicks. And Fabian, how long I've been saying this?
For a long time, man.
On one end, Shaq would say Brunson reminds him of Allen Iverson. Charles Barkley would say Brunson is the greatest free agent signing of all time. But then now we can't beat the 76ers. We all know Joel Embiid in the playoffs, healthy or not healthy, he can't last a series. He's either running out of gas, he's either getting injured, or he just don't have it. So once again, if we're going by data, if we're going by facts, if we're going by numbers, we should sweep them. But I'm not gonna go that far because he is a former MVP. I like Maxey, I like Oubre. But that's it. For you to name Tobias Harris and Buddy Hield, that right there should have, I'm being honest, Ernie and Kenny Smith. What are y'all sitting up there doing? Why are y'all not making fun of it? Because when y'all say something silly, they make fun of y'all. How are y'all not making fun of these idiotic, stupid predictions? I've never heard Shaq and Charles sound so stupid. And trust me, they've both said some idiotic things for years. But now y'all just getting up there, y'all being lazy. Y'all not doing the homework. Y'all not watching the games. You talking about who's going to be the second scorer? OG, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo. Have you been watching? Have you been watching Deuce McBride? What are you talking about? Have you been watching lately Bob's coming off the bench? Like, so for me, them days should be over where you just going off the back of the jersey. These dudes is doing lazy commentating. They being lazy analysts. And no disrespect, Ernie, one of my favorite guys. You being lazy up there too, man. Because y'all supposed to be calling Chuck and Shaq out. Like, come on, man. There's nowhere in the world y'all disrespecting a 2 seed like that with an MVP candidate, an all-star who's going to be second all-NBA, which he should be first. How do you disrespect that? So listen, man, once again, Charles and Shaq shucking and jiving, up on TV, lying and being lazy, not doing their job. Not doing their job because they not watching no basketball games and they definitely not watching the Knicks. So Charles, Shaq, y'all can go to capital HELL with gasoline drawers on. Knicks for life, baby. Brunson for president.
Shout out to Big Nick Energy for posting that. Always all these guys, man, always keeping us in tune with these chumps that we can't keep up because it's endless. It's endless. And thank you because you guys, listen, we hit the pot while it's hot, baby. And Barkley, you bringing us viewers. So guess what? The Knicks bring you guys viewers. I'm not fooled by this. I know what the deal is. You talk about the Knicks like this because you want us to talk about you. There is no better promotion than Knicks fans. We are it. We know it. And the worst thing about it is we have a great team. And it's over. Completely over. Forget about it. If once we let me slow down. Once we set out and we do what we want to do, what we set out to do this year, it's over. Your favorite rapper is favorite rapper. That's the Knicks. Forget about it. Charles Barkley is lying or he's not watching the games. We go over this every single day. Shaq, what is he? He has 3 podcasts. 3 podcasts. You made fun of Candace Parker coat the other day. What'd you have on right there, Barkley? Shaq, what was that? You don't even have a stylist? I hope you don't have a stylist putting that on you. Put a Knicks jersey on, bro. They should all wear Knicks jersey. And I got to give them credit because everybody in the comments, shout out to y'all, man, because we really go back and forth. I got to get this guy's name. Talking about, hey, Shaq and Barkley. They're not even going to admit when they're wrong. That's when I got to take a step back. Shaq and Barkley, especially Barkley, will admit when he was wrong. Especially if they lose the way I think they're going to lose. Forget about 5-game talk. You talking about AllBall. This should be a sweep. If it's the team that I think it is, this is a sweep. Because defensively, how the hell does Philadelphia compete with the Knicks? How? I've never been scared of them defensively all season long. Only with Embiid healthy because he got better.
But hold on, but I don't understand when were they ever a great defensive team? So for me, I like Kelly Oubre sometimes as far as defense because he's not a great defender, but he doesn't give up and he's tough. But I don't like,
and he's long. No diddy.
Right,
like
but-
that's 7 feet wingspan.
right. So where's the great defender at? Where's the great defense? That's what I'm saying. You saying that? I'm trying to figure out. Joel Embiid ain't a great defender. He ain't a great shot blocker. He ain't stepping out on the perimeter, shutting nobody down, guard nobody. So where's this great defense from the Philadelphia 76ers?
Yep. And again, Embiid is too much pressure on a guy like this that really doesn't move like this ain't Akeem Olajuwon at his peak. Akeem at his peak when we saw him was like, yo, is this Big Jordan? He looks crazy because on offense and defense, he's just moving around guarding 1 through 5. Embiid is not guarding 1 through 5. Guess who is though? OG Anunoby. And we got another guy, Mitchell Robinson, talking about what they're gonna do in the post with Embiid.
All getting healthy.
Are you crazy? Listen, OG can guard him in the post, and then you have Mitchell Robinson lurking around there. We just have, and by the way, another thing with Mitchell Robinson, with Julius Randle, I'm not gonna miss is that. Do you know how pissed off we used to get when Julius Randle would just stand around and miss a rotation and not rotate? We don't have that anymore. At least we got people that are going to be active and make up for the lack of size with Julius Randle. Let's not forget any of this. Philly, the one game that Embiid played against us, we smoked them. But it was bad.
But hold on. And Joel Embiid's dominance is overrated. He doesn't dominate. He's not on the block all the time. He wants to be a guard. Every time I see him, he's at the perimeter, either trying to shoot for a 3 or he's taking 2-3 dribbles and he pulling up at the free throw line. Now, does he knock him down? Yes, but he's not dominant. Like, we got to listen, man. If you watch the game, we say he's dominant because he's 7 foot, however much pounds he weighs. But on the court, he's not a dominant basketball player. Once again, you don't have to worry about him getting you in foul trouble, posting you up. He's not doing none of that. And help me explain. Once again, I'm going off data. I'm going off facts. Ain't Joel Embiid the guy that cries in the playoffs, that breaks down in the playoffs, that run out of gas in the playoffs? Ever since Kawhi Leonard hit that big shot, Joel Embiid ain't step his game up in the playoffs. When everybody blamed James Harden, who actually won 2 basketball games for the 76ers, where was Joel Embiid at? What happened to him in Game 7? These are facts. So why all of a sudden we supposed to be scared of Joel Embiid and the 76ers? Get out of here with that, man. Y'all going off the name. That's all they doing.
You know what's really crazy? As soon as I pull this up, AllBall don't even know this. I'm just looking this up on Twitter. Right, perfect segue. Fred Katz, shout out to Fred Katz, Knicks reporter. You got a lot of stuff wrong. Your articles are horrendous, by the way. When you try to big up Julius Randle for shooting 3-point shots the year before, if that was crazy. But for the first time, the Knicks have added referee tendency statistics to their media notes. The first time they've offered this info publicly is in their game notes. They gave it to the media before Game 1. Remember, the game starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's 2:45 Eastern time right now. This is all. Look at Scott Foster, the diabolical, the demon himself. Scott Foster is refereeing, the crew chief, the devil himself. Look, they're all foul calls in the restricted area, shooting fouls, personal fouls. Look at Brian Forte. Shout out to listen.
Yeah,
everything you just said right now, AllBall, when they said, what is Joel Embiid great at? He's great at these duping the referees into foul calls. Yep. I told Fleet the other day, he thinks I'm crazy. Joel Embiid is dirty. The last Bam Adebayo and Joel Embiid, I don't know who's dirtier. This guy be falling on the floor trying to crack people's kneecaps half the time. You 7'2", bro, 350 pounds. Who's knocking you down? Pause.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
To the 10th power. Whoa.
Wow. But in all seriousness, they put that out there as propaganda. Dom's favorite word. Shout out to Dom Dropper. The ultimate propaganda to get the media prepared to talk to the refs. Yo, what's up with these calls? I love this. Because now without foul calls, your man can't bait anybody into some BS. Now he has to play ball and use that so-called skill from the top of the key and do whatever he's going to do at 80%. He's listed as questionable. I'm looking that up. He's listed as questionable so
Right.
far. I would not be, you suck your teeth, old ball, but I would not be surprised if he misses this game. Because again, it's the end of the season. It's playoff time. That's what he's known for. Let's not forget.
agreed.
Last year, what happened when James Harden, who you know I'm a big critic on, but you love James Harden. He won them 2 games against them Celtics.
Well, hold on. Let's not get it misconstrued.
Hold on, and he still couldn't win.
I love my Knicks. I don't love James Harden. I just was kind of defending him because they was blaming him for something. And my thing is, how do you blame not the best player? James Harden is not the best player on the Sixers. We all know in any sport, when you lose, the best player gets the blame. So how was everybody blaming James Harden for the 76ers when he played alongside the MVP? So that's why I was defending James Harden. But I do not love James Harden. I would not want to play with him. I don't want him to play for us. It's Knicks for life, baby. I love Brunson. No Diddy.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.